Hi everybody, got a bunch of new products to review for you today. I picked up the NARSissist eyeshadow palette, the one that you can use wet dry. I finally got around to playing with that. I'm going to tell you all about today the Laura Mercier translucent loose setting powder. I used that today. Also Laura Geller baked highlighter French vanilla. I got that in a little kit from Ulta today. And I also tried the IT Cosmetics number 50 Serum Collagen Veil Anti-Aging Primer. That is a long title. So I'll tell you all about all of these products. First, the NARS and NARSissist eyeshadow palette. Came out quite a while ago. I never picked it up until recently, though. I had a coupon on beauty.com, and I got it with a coupon, so I'm loving that because the price was quite steep. It's got 8 metallic colors, and they can be used wet and dry. When you use them wet, they are super pigmented and just really pretty. I ended up using a couple of them wet today for eyeliner, and this is going to make an awesome eyeliner palette. Let me tell you. It comes with a little flat brush that you can use. This would be useful for patting on your lid color or for patting on a color on top of your lid color. And I'll tell you all about how I used it. Yeah. So I want it to come I want the colors in this to come across fairly metallic. So I'm going to use a flat brush to pat the color on my lid. So I'm going to take this sort of champagne-y color, and I'm going to pat that on my inner sort of lid. It's got a peach tone to it, or a little bit of pink maybe. I'm not going to go all the way out because I'm going to put a brown on that part in just a minute. I really like that color. Look at that. It's really pretty. Now I could use these wet, and I'm going to use them wet to line my upper eyelid, definitely. So now I'm going to take this dark brown, and I'm going to do that mid-eyeball out. And I'm going to pat that again, I think. Yeah. Kind of halfway pat, kind of halfway fluffy. Oh, I'm liking this palette. You know, you could even just go like this and just bring a little bit of that brown up into your crease, and that would be it. I think in the crease, I am going to carry that brown up into the crease, this one here, just kind of lightly. And I think I'll do it with the edge of this brush I've been using, my patting brush here. Not going to do it real heavy, I don't think. So in 2 days, the little mirror that fits right inside this light is coming, so I will be able to do much better at showing how to do this stuff. It'll look a whole lot better. This stuff is kind of like blending when I don't even mean to blend, which is awesome. It's like I'm not going to have to go back and blend it a lot. This kind of peach, really light pinky peach is such a nice highlight color. Oh man, I like these. I like this palette, and I didn't think I would. You can put that on so sheer. It doesn't have to be like a screaming metallic. You can put it on so sheer, like just your skin right there. Wow, love it. Now I'm going to put in the corner, I'm going to put this dark eggplant kind of color. And I want it to be really, really kind of precise. I'm going to use a pointed pencil brush for this purple, because I just don't want it to get all over. This kind of brush gives you such good control, man. And I think using that same brush, I'm going to attempt to line underneath, but I have to put my concealer on first for that. Let me sort of blend all of this in. Okay, now I'm going to take that pencil brush and do sort of an eggplant colored liner underneath, and then I'm going to also line my upper lashes in that eggplant liner, but wet. So let's see. Take a sort of a pointed brush into that eggplant purple. See how this goes. Make sort of a wider line than doing a real sharp angled brush or anything like that. Okay, now I'm going to go back and put some of this pretty pink in my tear duct area. It's really pink. It is like really pink. Now what I'm going to do is pat a little bit of this silver on my lid. Just right kind of in the middle. See the difference? I'm going to get a liner brush, a real fine liner brush like this one, and I'm going to line my top lid with that eggplant but wet, because I bet it's going to be pretty awesome. Okay, I've wet my brush, and then it's awesome because they have these little tracks sort of in these shadows that you can follow with your wet brush, and it makes it just really convenient. Make sure I've got enough water on there. And I bet this is gonna be pretty nice. Oh yeah, it is. But I'm gonna need a lot more of it, I can tell you right now. Oh boy, it's gonna take a while to get all of that on there, especially when I'm sitting under a fan and it's drying it out as I'm doing it. But look at the color payoff when you wet these suckers. You see? It's pretty. Oh yeah. I think I might just make this palette into an eyeliner palette. Just use it. I mean, it's got this deep blue, it's got black, it's got a dark brown, it's got a dark purple. What else do you need for eyeliners? This is going to become a wet brush eyeliner palette for me. So the NARSissist palette, I really like it. I really like how it's metallic, but it's not screaming in your face. I guess you could probably make it that way if you wanted to do your whole eye with a wet. I might try to do that sometime. Do like a silver lid and blue in the crease and do it completely wet and see how that looks. I did use the blue today as a liner. I wet it with a little tiny brush that I have that I like a lot for lining. I wet my brush and went into that blue, and I lined above and below. First of all, I had used that eggplant color for that, and I just had to do something with that blue. It was so pretty. So I went back and put the blue on top of it. So I did the blue, and then I did a little bit of silver with the wet with that liner brush right in here too. So I really like how that turned out. The blue and the silver, they're really pretty when they're used wet. The eggplant's pretty when it's used wet too. I imagine all of these colors are pretty amazing when they're used wet. So I like the palette. It was very expensive though. It was 79 bucks before my discount. So that's a lot for a palette. You can use it a lot of different ways though. I think you can do pretty intense with it, and then I also think you can do pretty sheer with it. I went pretty sheer with it today. So this is how it all turned out. And my eyelashes still do not look good. I'm never going to get the hang of false eyelashes. Just never going to get the hang of it. I'm too old to learn new things. That's the problem right there. So I like the NARSissist palette. The price is a little steep, but it's pretty cool palette. So before I put on my foundation today, I used this IT Cosmetics No. 50 Serum Collagen Veil Anti-Aging Primer. That's a lot. I have a sample of it, so that's how I used it. I didn't use very much because it says on the back, don't use very much. And I just put that on my bare skin, and then I let it sit for a little bit and dry, like it says on the back. It says to dry. And then I put my foundation on top of it. And I am not really seeing a great line filling thing or plumping or any of that. I'm not really seeing much going on with that. I think if you didn't use moisturizer or something that day, you could put this on before your foundation maybe. I don't think I'll be picking this up. I'm not really seeing much on that. Okay, another thing I used today for the first time, everybody talks about this Laura Mercier Loose Setting Power Translucent. I picked up a small travel size to try it before I bought it. And I used that today to set my foundation. So it seems to have like a tint to it. The usual setting powder that I use is Stark White, and it's the Tarte Smooth Operator Micronized Clay Finishing Powder. I've used this forever. It is white. So it really is not adding any color to you at all. This Laura Mercier one it's like a tan color, so I don't think it really put any color on my skin though. Hopefully, translucent really does mean translucent on that. So I think it claims to be luminous and give a luminous finish. I do see a little bit more of a luminous finish on this than I do on my Tarte finishing powder. So this was probably a pretty good buy. Another thing I used today, I got this in a kit in Ulta today. It was one of their beauty steals. Laura Geller Baked Highlighter in French Vanilla. I've never used this before, but I swatched it in the store and I was pretty impressed with it. It competes right up there with my with the light cocoa on my cocoa powder contour, my cocoa contour from Too Faced that I bought just for the highlight. It competes a lot with that. Now it's a little more golden color than my Too Faced highlight, and you can see a bit of a sheen to it. That's as much as I want when I'm doing a highlight. When I'm doing my contour and my highlight, I want this much sheen to my highlight, because it's just supposed to highlight the parts of my face that I want to come forward. It's not supposed to be a shimmer highlight. I put a shimmer highlight on top of that. And the shimmer highlight that I used today is my Clinique Hefty Highlight Chubby Stick. It's so cute. And I just dabbed that on and then blended it in. And I think it's so pretty. It's definitely a whiter, pinker look. It's not a golden, it's not champagne, but I really liked it. You could probably use this in a lot of different ways. You could probably highlight the center of your lip with it, or it's a beautiful product. I think it's a really pretty and unique color. So the Laura Geller, I really like the sheen that it gives as a highlight. I put it up here, I put it down here, I put it along here. I really like the sheen that it gives as a highlight. It's very subtle. Something else I picked up today that I thought would be good value for you guys to know about. I went to Five Below. I go there occasionally to see what they have new. They have good stuff for organizing my new makeup room, things like that. And I found these cosmetic organizers. These are for lipsticks. They're acrylic. And I have bought similar products to these and paid a whole lot more than $4 for them. These were $4. I picked up a couple of them. What's cool is you can put your browned lipsticks in them, and then in the middle there's a flower here that you can stick your little your lip liners in. They're little tiny things you can stick it, so pretty cool. I picked up a couple of those for $4 each. I think that's a good deal. I've paid a lot more than that. Upcoming reviews. I picked up today the Makeup Forever Pro Sculpting Duo. I'm going to give that a try. I can already tell you, since I have gone highlighter crazy. I bought this just for the highlight. The contour color is going to be way too orange for me, but this highlight is amazing. So I'll be wearing that in my next video and telling you all about it. Bye, see you next time.